So it is so important. And it's important, I agree with you, for fathers as well. It's important for really everyone because you feel someone else's energy very acutely just by being with them. And when we realize that we have that and we have the ability to just help everyone around us to feel calmer and feel more connected to themselves, that just ripples out. And that's so empowering,
Yeah.
as a mother to feel that.
Yes. And also model that for your children,
Yes,
you
yes.
know?
Yeah, my kids regularly, they see me doing these practices. They join in with me once in a while. My teenagers are a little bit harder, but they all, see them doing it once in a while. It's a felt sense, and that's part of that regulation is modeling. I'm the first to model these behaviors and these skills because they work, and I want people to acknowledge and see that it's okay to do them and being open to prioritizing yourself.
Mm.
My gosh, that makes such a big difference. I agree with you 100%. Because we make time to go work out, right? Like, okay, this is
Yes.
really important. But how many people are making time to meditate? How many people are making time to do some breath work,
Mhm.
or really tap into their nervous system? It's just a little bit of a lesser known practice, and I do really feel it's just as important.
It really is. And I don't know if you've noticed because you're in the somatic world and I am not, but I feel like what you do is starting to gain more popularity, is starting to gain more interest. And I think it's amazing. And I think the more we talk about all these different modalities, that the younger generation is going to hop on board too, because they're not going to look at it as like a new thing. It's just going to be a known thing that you do when you go through trauma in your life.
Yes, I think so too. I think that it's gaining popularity because I think people are finally realizing, like, this particular modality or practice can only take me so far, and I want to supplement. I want
Right.
to add to it. I always say to people, stay with your talk therapist, just add in these other practices. Stay with what you're doing, just add in 1 minute of this every single day. Like, I really try to keep it really small and accessible because we all don't need another thing on our to-do list, nor do we need to feel guilt or shame if we don't do it.
Right.
But instead, can I put my hand on my heart and take a deep breath? And can I say, I'm calm, I'm safe, I'm here in this moment? Whatever I may need, absolutely, I can do that. And it takes literally 5 seconds. So just building it in those ways can be really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. What is your opinion on journaling? Because I
Yeah.
know that I know that's a way of releasing emotion and writing about it and getting it out, but is journaling really helping your nervous system, or is it just an extra modality that you can do that may work for some and not for others?
Yeah, I think there's some people that really love journaling and they definitely feel that release from it. And there's some people that don't feel as big of a release. I would add in, like when I personally journal, I ground myself beforehand. So I do some nervous system work, even if it's 2 minutes beforehand. I just breathe, I reconnect with myself. I might shake or I might like brush. I might do something just to settle. I write. And then afterwards, I do something similar where I'm breathing. I'm just checking in with myself. How did that feel? So it's just I love that it's a modality that works for some people, and it's just adding in that check-in with yourself afterwards.
Hmm.
So it can be a great release. I would add in too, if you write with one hand, your dominant hand, try writing with the other like non-dominant hand, because
Oh,
that's just a different way of processing, and it's
yes.
different. Yeah, so try that.
Like challenging the brain a little bit.
And you're just going to have different releases. And a lot of people type too. So they type, writing is different, especially for that somatic approach. So
Right.
writing and handwriting is going to be different. And I like encourage people to do a lot of that free association. Don't even have a topic, just sit down and let it flow, and just give yourself 3 to 4 minutes. You don't have to do journaling. People think you have to do it for 10, 15 minutes. No, just sit down for a couple minutes and just let your thoughts flow and see what releases or comes up for you.
That's amazing. Do you
Yeah.
travel a lot for your line of work? Do you do conferences? I know you
Um,
said when we spoke off camera, you do a lot of educational work within the somatic world. Do you want to
yes, I
dive into
do.
that a little bit more?
Yeah, I do. I work with a lot of businesses. I work with schools. Last week I was at a school for 6 different classes for kids and for some staff. So it just depends. And then I assist people sometimes if they have a retreat and they want to pull in that somatic component, I might assist with that. It just depends. But I primarily work and I do a lot of my work virtually.
Okay.
And I have an online course that is just a 4 month drip feed where people really experience that nervous system regulation over that time period. I have coaching calls with it. So a lot of my work is virtual. However, I do love working in person because you just feel that energy and the connection with people. And I love group work too. And I do some speaking and some educating as well. Like if a business wants me to come in and just teach them and really experience what it's actually like to feel regulated because unfortunately, a lot of people don't know what that actually feels
Feels
like.
like.
Yeah. And so just giving them a sample of that and saying, this is possible to feel this regulation. That's a beautiful experience for your audience, especially for those people that have gone through trauma and have experienced, some intensity around for a few years potentially, getting the opportunity to actually feel regulated, for
Hmm.
your body to feel calm, for your breath to not be like only in your chest, to really take your breath deeper and to really say kind words to yourself. That is such a gift. And that regulation is such a gift that you may have not been able to touch for a few years, if not longer.
Well, yeah, and especially to those women that see this or listen to this that were in a verbally abusive marriage or relationship, even, you know, you're put down for so long and you're told so many lies about who you are as a person and nothing you do is right. And it's this constant, passive aggressive, suppressing of emotion, excuse me. And, it takes so much because it's such an identity loss that when you finally come back into who you are as like at your core as a person, you almost feel like a lost soul, like, oh my God, who am I? Like
Yes.
this person
Yes.
chipped away at me as if I was a, cement statue, and I feel like an empty shell of a person. And
Yes. And
so
that
regaining that connection inward really takes so much time, but it's so imperative.
it is. And that narrative, so that narrative that's replaying, it's that
Mm,
negative narrative. And
yes.
it's a negative self-talk that you hear not only that person's voice, but then part of that just you're internalizing and it's just become part of that narrative for yourself. And so number one, just like really healing those old wounds, those old narratives that they don't serve you. And as you're coming through that, acknowledging that doesn't serve me anymore. But how do I reframe that? How do
Right.
I rewrite that? And I like to say, yes, start with the nervous system. And I bring those affirmations in. So it might be a simple breath, it might be a simple movement, and then it might be a simple statement that you are saying to yourself on repeat. Like for you, I would give you a very simple three-part little routine that you do every single day after meeting with you. And it would be this is an affirmation that really helps to make you feel safe and connected to you and really empowering for your identity of who you are in this moment. And that might change next week or the week after, but you get the liberty to do that. You get to change that and you get to shift to what fits for you. No one else gets to define that narrative for you. No one else gets to be in your head with that narrative. And so part of it is reworking that and feeling worthy enough within yourself to have that narrative that you develop.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like a mantra,
Yeah,
your own personal
100%.
mantra.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I feel so grateful to have you here today. And so, one of the biggest things that I would love for you to do to conclude the episode with us today is to teach our viewers and followers a little 30-second midday, morning, evening, however that looks for them when they have time in their day or whatever you suggest is the most
Yeah.
helpful, a little reset.
Yeah, sure. I can do a real simple one. And you
Okay.
mentioned the vagus nerve one though, so I do want to show you one for the
Yes.
vagus nerve. Can I show
Yes.
you that too?
And
Okay.
I'm gonna do it with you too because I need a little bit
Perfect.
of that in my life today.
Yeah. So let's do the vagus nerve one first. And that one,
Okay.
because you mentioned it, and you just were saying that's some work you were doing. And so
Mhm.
my thought is kind of that, like that regulation piece, just
Yes.
looking for that regulation when you're feeling that way. So take one hand behind your neck on the base of your head,
Okay.
and then the other hand on your forehead. And just soften the eyes and take a deep breath in. And then a slow breath out. And again, nice deep breath in. And this one, give an audible sigh as you exhale. On the next breath in, take that breath. And now give a gentle hum. Hmm. Now you choose which one you like, that sigh, that nice hum, and take that nice deep breath in. And then release that exhale. And then just notice how that feels. Good. And then gently release your hands and focus in on your feet. Have your feet flat against the ground. And just inhale, lifting up the heels and then dropping them down. Inhaling up again, nice and slow. Exhaling, dropping. Good. And then just push your feet into the ground beneath you. Feel your seat on the ground or on the chair beneath you. And then bring your hand to your heart. And take a deep breath in and simply say to yourself, I am here. And just notice how that feels. And you may get to say, I get to choose. Deep breath in. And just gently repeat that to yourself. I am here. I get to choose. And just notice how empowering and connected that feels to you. Take another nice deep breath. And big audible sigh. Good. And then just slowly release your hand and then gently open your eyes. How'd that feel?
Amazing, but it's crazy when you do it. And it's in the simple moments where you're like, "Whoa." Right? It's
Yeah.
the simple breath and mind and body connection where in
Yeah.
those moments I felt like, "Oh my God, I might start crying."
Yes, because
Right?
you're moving energy. Yeah,
And
beautiful.
it's in those moments where you remind yourself like you're not fully healed and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, something that I'm very passionate about that's been a journey for me, and I recently just experienced it. When you have people around you that tell you, get over it, or why do you allow him in your mind, or why do you allow your mindset to be determined by his actions, or you just need to get stronger, or you just need to like take it easier, chill out.
Mm,
For me, it makes me even go crazier. And in my moments where I'm feeling weak, I
yeah.
only will surround myself with people that are like, I see you. I validate and know what you're going through. And it's okay to not feel like you have it all together and
Yes.
you have it all
100%.
figured out.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's still okay for you to feel wounds from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Because when you go through so many things in life and so many different traumas, they're in you eternally.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like you said, there are modalities that you can do to support yourself when you feel triggered or you feel that anxiousness in your chest and that tight feeling in your chest. But
Yeah.
the last thing we need is to expect somebody to just get over it
Yes,
or buck
absolutely.
up or it's been 4 years, you're not over it. No, my body's not over it.
Yes,
And that's
exactly.
okay. And I'm going to validate my body because
Mm-hmm.
my body was in survival mode and my body pulled me through the darkest of times. So why am I going to sit there and try to shove that deeper
Right. Right.
and brush it under the rug and buck up? Because all that's going to do, it's not going to heal you.
Right. And you're wanting to be heard in those moments. So I would love to just show you in this moment, like when you're feeling that, like I'm not heard, no one's understanding, they're judging me. I'm going to just show you a real simple one. Okay. So
Please.
just sit up nice and straight and just take a big, deep breath in and then slowly out. Good. And again, big, deep breath in, long sigh out. Good. And now just inhale and gently lift the shoulders and then relax them down, just gently lifting the chest. And then exhale, release back down. Good. Inhale, lift up the shoulders, now up towards the ears. And then exhale, let them drop nice and heavy. And do one more. Inhale up. Exhale, big and down. And then bring your hand to your heart. And I just want you to repeat after me while gently tapping your chest. Gently tap. Just say, I hear you. And really say it to yourself. I hear you. Then say, I see you.
I see.
I trust you
I trust you,
and I'm here for you.
and I'm here for you.
And then pause the tapping and just offer yourself and I love you. Deep breath in and nice sigh out. Good. And then just slowly open your eyes. How'd that feel?
The most amazing thing about that is it reminds you that you don't need that validation outside of yourself.
Right. Yeah.
As long as you validate yourself and your feelings in that moment, that's all
Yeah.
you need.
Yes, exactly. And I think a lot of times we feel something, we feel an intense emotion, and a lot of us weren't taught how to process that. We may have been taught that that emotion wasn't okay to feel, or that we needed to distract or quickly shift it, especially if it was some of those more intense emotions like anger, frustration. But instead, if we just pause and we give ourselves a moment to actually feel that and
Mm.
give ourselves permission to say, I see you, I see you, I hear you. I trust you and I'm here for you, and express love to yourself. That validation, that connection is sometimes enough to really shift us and to feel heard. And that emotion will just slowly shift when it's ready. Otherwise we hold on to it and that emotion gets stuck within our body. And that's where we just continue to have these concerns that sometimes lead to, like you mentioned, disease. They sometimes lead to, physical ailments that we definitely don't want. We just want to keep things moving and flowing and keep all those energy centers open.
Yeah,
So,
one of the biggest things that just stood out to me is when you said all the things to say to yourself, but the thing that stood out to me the most was I trust you. And I think when women go through trauma in a relationship, the abuse is so strong and so deafening that it literally creates this disconnect from within
yeah.
of us trusting our own decisions and trusting ourselves. And
Mhm.
so, in the moment when I'm telling myself, I trust myself, I still hear that questioning. And I
Yeah.
still feel like, but can I really? But can I really trust myself?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is insane to me that after being away from someone and being out of something for so long, I still question whether or not I can trust myself.
And it's beautiful that you're aware of that. And what's beautiful about that is I can tell you have this deep motivation and desire to really increase that capacity for trust, and that this
Yes.
did speak to you. So that tells you you're on the right path of really figuring these things out and really having that awareness of what do I need? I want to just build this trust. I want to feel that. I want to connect with myself and I want to continue to trust myself. So for you might have an affirmation like, I trust me. I trust my decisions. I have clarity in my decisions, or I trust all of me. Just something really simple to reconnect with yourself in those moments where it feels shaky or a little bit off, because your body is sensing that. And let's just give your body exactly what it needs, which is connection and validation and acceptance of where you're at, and empowering words exactly from the person who you need to hear it from the most.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Layne, there is something to say about me creating this podcast, and I have not concluded an episode yet by saying this, but I feel it necessary to do it with this interview with you. This podcast was for me to help women feel supported, be seen, feel heard, feel seen in their truth and in their decisions, to not allow friends, family, society, the noise to filter into our decisions for ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing that in me doing this podcast, I'm not only helping and healing others, I'm helping and healing myself.
Yes. Oh,
And I'm beyond blessed and grateful that there's so many amazing women, not being a somatic healer, but women like you
yeah.
who want to help other women, want to help other people, strive to be the best possible healthy human internally that they can possibly be. So I am so grateful that our paths have crossed. I know that I will definitely have you be a part of this podcast in many different ways moving forward. And I can't thank you enough for your time because it's all we have. And I know how very valuable it is.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And you're doing this beautiful work and you are spreading this health and this well-being and this healing to so many people. And so I just value and I honor not only your personal journey, but your ability to really shine a light on where people can receive this type of help and the support that they need, and that there's no shame in asking for this type of help and for receiving and accepting it, because we all deserve it. You are worthy of this support. You are worthy of this love and this trust that you can give yourself. And sometimes we just need a little bit of someone helping us, just leading us and giving us a guiding hand. And that's sometimes enough for us to then step into it. So I commend you, and I'm honored to just be able to speak with you about this really valuable topic. So thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I know we'll definitely be in touch.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Hey Xies, it's your girl Lauren, and I just am here to say I appreciate all the love and support. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that the podcast can provide you with more valuable and meaningful work to support you on your journey.